Welcome everyone to Level Up Algo version 2.5 update. This is, we've come a long way, which is one of the topics that we'll talk through. 2.5 is really an immense update in terms of the features that we've been talking about for such a long time, especially around ICT smart money concepts, which is a very, very big topic that has helped all of us to basically trade like the hedge funds and like the day-to-day traders that we go through. So to go ahead and get started, let's take a step back to really understand and have a refresh of what is in 2.5. For example, I want to take a slight road down memory lane and talk about how we came from 2.2. There were other versions even before that, but just to fit in this slide to just show you some of the different features that we had. One of the most recognized features, if you guys remember, we removed the plotting backgrounds. The way that used to work is we used to have a color for every buy and sell. We used to have a color. So if it was a buy, it was green. If it was a sell, it was a red. But that was not too consistent because we wanted to aim at having a clean chart. That is the aim of Level Up, is to have a nice clean chart as well when using the algo. So we had that. We changed a few. We introduced the 200 SMA. We introduced the Fibonacci's. Then from there, we went to 2.3. 2.3, we had the close position, kind of like giving you a early closure that, there's going to be a change in momentum. There's going to be a change in trade. Then from there, we added optimized updates. I think 2.3 was probably one of my favorite updates, to be honest, because that's almost where that, things started taking off. We started talking about the different automatic support and resistance lines. And then going down into some of the optimized updates, we added extra support and, extra take profits, entry price, and stop loss indicators or layouts that you're able to use. And we reorganized the settings, which is very important, right? Because one of the most annoying things is to look for settings and you don't understand where things are. And that is actually one other new thing that we just changed in this new update that we'll be going through. Then going into 2.4, 2.4 is really where we introduced the smart money concepts. This was earlier in the year. With the smart money concepts, we're able to cover the things we talk about every day: break of structure, change of character, order block, fair value gaps, all sorts of different information. And of course, we also introduced one of the biggest things, which was the market scanner. How many of you are still using the market scanner today? Drop a file, drop a 1 in the chat. How many of you are using the market scanner today? And has it been helpful? If you think it's been helpful, great, because we have another exciting update that we will be releasing next year, but we'll talk about it here in a second. But the market scanner, if you haven't used it or if you don't have it, please reach out to one of us to make sure that you have the market scanner, because there's no need for you to have 10, 50 different charts open when you can have the market scanner on the same chart that you're using so that you're able to execute your day-to-day trades. Now, let's dive into the fun parts. 2.5. One of the biggest updates with 2.5 was the updated consolidation pattern. What that is, or what that does, is more oftentimes, especially in markets like day-to-day, after the market either takes off on an uptrend or a downtrend, we get a lot of consolidation happening, and we're not able to tell when a breakout is going to happen. So what do consolidations do? Consolidations are going to help us identify where price is squeezing before a breakout, either on the upside or either on the downside as well. In addition to that, we completely optimized the whole smart money concepts, whereby we updated the market structure, the break of structure, the change of character, order block analysis, as well as string structure. All of this is stuff that we're going to talk about. But I want to take a pause, Chris, and see if you want to add to something before we dive into 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the Algo has a lot of different strategies that we've been able to code in that really helps us out to identify whenever the price is going to be bullish or bearish. But again, we definitely want to be on the institutional side. We know that we're going against market makers and hedge funds and big financial institutions. So that is the reason why we're adding supplementary resources to the Algo, such as the market structure, the breaker structure, the change of character. Just focusing on solely pure price action, I really feel like that's going to give people the edge that they need to be able to understand exactly where price is going. I think everybody saw the great trading session today with NQ and the rest of the other tickers using fair value gaps and PD arrays and things of that nature. So again, today we're covering version 2.5, the optimized updates when it comes to smart money concepts, but we do plan to expand on that and also adding fair value gaps and maybe even adding a fair value gap screener, like a scanner for fair value gaps. So those are things that we definitely have in mind. And again, we're very, very excited to show everybody not just what we got coming and what we've added, but also live examples of how it actually works.
Exactly. Excellent. Thank you. So let's begin. One of the biggest things we've done is we updated the settings look. I don't know if people have noticed, but these colors are not here for fun. These colors represent something. The orange colors are going to represent your display settings. Those display settings, and I'll go through the presentation and then we'll dive into the actual tool. But those display settings, we already have two on the chat. We have the display, which is the dashboard. We have the single pane of glass dashboard, which displays a lot of information. We have the purple. If you go into your settings right now, if you have the Algo, you can literally follow along as well. Then you'll go ahead and see the purple ones. Those are our momentum settings. That's where we have the trend lines. That's where we have the swing points. That's where we have the support and resistance as well. Then at the very bottom, we have what we call our advanced/trend settings. So within that, you can update, for example, the trend catch. You can update the MACD. You can update the strategy settings as well. So we definitely have the out-of-the-box solution, but you're also able to change the settings to best fit your trading style all around. In addition to that, we added a whole new concept, which is the consolidation trend lines. This was something that was recommended by one of the users. So we looked into it and we added it. We have three consolidation colors. We have the gray, which indicates that the market is now in the consolidation. So not only are we giving you or showing you the consolidation on the chart, but we're also showing you the consolidation on the dashboard. So you're almost getting double consolidation or double confirmation at the same time. Then we have the green. So what would happen is this line right here, if we're in a bullish consolidation, it's going to turn bullish. And then if we're in a bearish consolidation, it's going to turn obviously red from that moment. To me personally, and let me know if you agree in the chat, I think you can honestly, with the Algo, just trade with the dashboard. If you agree to that, drop a 1 in the chat. I think by the way the dashboard has been designed, you can honestly just trade with just the dashboard and not even any other indicators. We'll give you examples. If you're a scalper, you can look at the short time, right? At the short time, you're able to see what we're using right here to the right-hand side, and you're able to see that that's on the short side. You have the MACD, you have the RSI, you have the volume, you have the market information that tells you the average daily range, right? You have the TFC as well, that tells you how much that has moved. And then you also have the time frames right here that tell you on the 1 hour, this is how the market is. On this, on the 2 hours, so on, this is how the market moves. And lastly, you have where it tells you the buy and sell signal. So to me, you can literally trade with just the dashboard as well. Let's keep going. Next, we added the market structure. And from here, Chris, I'll pass over to you here to quickly talk about the next 2 or 3 slides, and then I'll come back and we can dive into the demo.
Excellent. Do you want me to take over the screen share?
No, it's fine. I can still screen share.
All right. So the first thing is understanding what is a market structure, right? Whenever you pop up any chart, whether it's the daily time frame, whether it is the 1 hour time frame or the 5-minute time frame for those that are scalpers, you want to understand exactly what is the market structure, right? The market structure is just a fancy term for what is the trend, right? What is the trend? Are we doing a continuation towards the upside? Hence, are we breaking structure? Are we still continuing that trend? Or is there a change of character? A change of character just means a change in trend, right? And the great thing about market structure is that market structure really allows us to understand where price is going, because we are understanding breaks of lower lows and lower highs. That's all what it comes to. So for example, if we're bullish, right, and we break below the last higher low, that's going to be a change of character. And that's when you're going to want to flip your bias to now being more of a seller, right? So market structure, in my opinion, is the first line of defense when it comes to your tools. And that's what you must know. And again, part of the level of Algo version 2.5, we've added out of the box identification of the breakup structure, and of course your change of character. And then on top of that, we also have displacements or areas of imbalances that are fair value gaps. So that's the first thing here when it comes to the main update. The core is indeed the market structure. Next, we have order blocks. We do know that order blocks are very, very powerful. This is what the market makers create every single day, and they use even previous order blocks to really expand price. And it's really critical for you to understand exactly where the order blocks really rely. Why? Because a order block, a fair value gap, a volume imbalance, a gap up or a gap down, those are areas in which price will definitely be traced back to it, and it will make a impulsive move after that, right? So it's really critical for us to have that. Right now, we have bullish and bearish order blocks that are going to be identified out of the box, and these are going to be represented in red and also blue rectangles. Again, the great thing about the settings that we currently have and the way that we do code the settings is that everything is flexible. You're able to modify it. And then on top of that, you're able to add your own custom input when it comes to the order blocks. Next is the consolidation pattern. So we just updated that, the consolidation pattern. So now you're able to pinpoint exactly where the consolidation is actually at. And again, aside from having a visual representation of that on the chart, we also have the dashboard, you know, what Martin just covered. That is super critical because again, you never want to trade in a range. It's very, very tough to make money in a range. And knowing that and having that information available is only going to add more confluence and more insights when it comes to your trading plan. So that's another big key feature that we also added that we truly feel is necessary, because again, it's going to give you a really easy way for you to understand the range. And then from there, you can couple that information with the breakup structure, the fair value gaps, and the additional confluence that we have within the Algo already.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So now we're going to pivot and then go towards the chat. I'll start off by showing and talking about some of the features, how they work, what is needed. And then from there, we'll talk about the market structure, fair value gaps, breakup structure, breakup structure and change of character as well. So in order to make this interesting, let's go ahead and somebody drop a ticker. It can be futures, it can be Forex, just so we can go through an interactive session with everybody. And we'll get a few tickers in the chat. One of the things that we spoke about was the change in settings. So you can see here, and by the way, before I even begin, if at this point you have not yet updated your chart, if you have not yet updated your algo, I want you to close it out just like I did. Go on the indicators and then go to the invite only scripts, and then you'll see level up algo. The moment you do that, the level up algo is going to load right here, and then you'll see version 2.5 as well. So let's begin. I'm going to make my dashboard slightly larger so that we can pinpoint some of the features that we just spoke about. For example, one of the key features that we highlighted was this right here, the consolidation. I want you to pay attention on, as we do a couple of replays, what is going to happen to the dashboard or to that line the moment we start seeing price change structure or change trend as well. So I'm going to do a quick replay, and I want you to focus right here. Right now, you can see that what happened to the market. We went into a consolidation. So what happened from there? It started saying that we're in a consolidation. Then the moment we started breaking through the levels right here, what happened? It changed and said, now we're in a bearish. Then once again, we consolidated, and then we went into a what? We went into a bullish consolidation. And then right now, I believe we're now back in a standard consolidation, or right now the market is just consolidating, as we would say. So that is how you can optimize the dashboard to trade every day in the stock market and be able to get that confirmation and confluence. Some of the settings as well that we went through, we spoke about the dashboard settings. Once again, when we talk about the orange color is going to be your display settings. What that means is this will change settings for the dashboard. This will change settings for the trade panel, right? The trade panel. What I mean by the trade panel is this right here, your stop loss, your entry point, your take profits. And if you don't even know this by now, we have so many different designs on the trend panel. For example, if I'm using my phone, I like something smaller and I don't like seeing the lines. I use the shadow. The reason why I use the shadow is the shadow basically drops like a shadow in front of it. And the red line is your entry point and also your stop loss in that area. And then your TPs are obviously in the green. You get the same exact look and feel as well. In addition to that, you also have another great one that I like if I don't want to see anything is the progress bar. I'm a tech person, so I love things progressing and I love things kind of like in the loading area. And the reason why I love this indicator, or rather this setting, is I like things when they load or when they're going up. For example, if we're to do a replay, you're able to see this change direction. So if you're paying attention to the trend panel right here, you can see that as we're going up, what is happening? It's also shifting, it's adjusting. As price moves, this also adjusts. And of course, we have the floating take profit. The moment we hit TP3, we get a new entry point as well. So if you missed a trade, well, worry no further. With the level up algo, we have a floating take profit target as well. We have also the progress bar, which is what we just saw. And then we also have the floating. The floating is one of my favorites as well. What this basically is if you'd like less information on your chart, you are able to see from the point of when we went into that trade as a sell or as a buy. And then if you just hover over this, it tells you what happened as well. So these two are what we call our display settings. Then next, we have our momentum. We have the support and resistance. We have our swing points. We have the trend lines. We have the consolidation zones as well. Out of the box solution, you can see that we want the chart to be nice and clean and quiet for every single person. So out of the box, I've not added my support and resistance lines, but I can add them just by a click. I've not added my breaks, but you can add them as well, right? I've not added my swing points. I've not added my, short trend lines. These are all features that you can easily add onto the algo, but out of the box, we didn't want the chart to be what? Noisy, which is one of our number one things when it comes to the algo. We don't like the chart being noisy. And then from there, you can also paint the consolidation zones, but the consolidation zones, once again, you will see that these consolidation zones reflect by the time this says consolidation. I promise you the chart right here is also going to say, or the dashboard is going to say that the market is also consolidating as well. Then moving on further south, that's where we start getting into our favorite concepts of the smart money concepts. Once again, that one as well, out of the box, it is not enabled. This is something you just need to go into the settings and enable it once. Once you enable it once on your chart and you save it, that will be consistent every single time you log into TradingView. In addition to that, moving further south, we have our advanced settings. Within our advanced settings, you now see that we start going into the trend catch, whereby now this ribbon right here, you can adjust it, right? You can adjust it, and then you can also adjust the whole bands right here. And you can say that I want my whole band to be based on the triple whole moving average, or I want it to be based on the exponential whole moving average, depending on your trading style. Then you can also adjust the length. You can also adjust the MACD, right? You want the MACD to be on a 12 or a 26, right, as well. We've spoken about the MACD multiple times on how it can help you. You can also indicate that I want my smoothings to be based on the MS, the moving averages, and be able to basically coordinate this the way that you want. Now, before I pass it over to Chris here in a second, one other update that we have released is you're able to literally send alerts to your phone or wherever you want to send it to, whereby it will call out. So when you use this alert right here, any alert function call, this is going to identify whether you have a strong sell, a strong buy, a normal buy, or a strong buy as well. So you're able to do that, set the parameters, and then pick how you want to do it. As you see right now, for those of you that have been in the Discord before, one of the features we've been testing out has been the alerts that we're able to go ahead and produce. We'll show you an example here in a second. One of the things we're trying to do is this right here. We've been testing out 15 minutes alerts. We're going to have 15 minutes alerts, 1 hour alerts, 4 hour alerts, and daily alerts directly coming from the Level Up Algo, our favorite tool. You can see that it called NQ. We've been testing. That's the #1 thing that we'll always do. We'll never release a product halfway. That is just not what Level Up does. That's not just what we do as individuals as well. But you can see that we've been testing. We have NQ, we have Euro USD, we have ETH. So we're covering all markets. And just to show you guys an example of the type of alerts we'll have, they're already right here. So we'll have NQ, we'll have ES, we'll have 2 of each. So we'll have 2 futures, 2 Forex, 2 indices, and so on and so forth. And then 2 stocks as well on the 15-minute, as well as every single time frame. So from there, I'm going to pass it over to Chris to go through what we just covered in terms of the market structure, the order block, as well as the consolidation patterns before we move forward. So Chris,
definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So I'm sharing my screen here. I have an Amazon. I got the Level Up Algo on the 5-minute time frame for Amazon. Before I even covered the market structure, for those that do not know what market structure is, again, market structure is understanding the trend. A lot of us are used to seeing this, right? Higher high, make a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But what happens when price breaks that last higher low, right? This is where right here, we want to pay attention to this area, right? And before I even go to the breakup structure, I really want to define these terms really good so that when you actually see them on your chart, you know exactly what they mean. So first of all, a couple of different things. We have here a break of this high, right? And I'm going to actually change them to green, right? Change it as high, change it as high, right? Each single green one that you see here is what? This is a break of structure. And you're going to see it as BOS on your chart. So BOS, that is right there, the indication that what? We are continuing up. And the break of structure only happens when? When price continues to break the last higher high. This right here, break of structure. This right here, break of structure. As you can see, what did price do? Price faced resistance, quote unquote, but just a stop hunt, a liquidity grab, liquidity raid. And what does price do? Well, downstairs, down here, what do we have? We have a higher low. That higher low, as long as price stays above, we're what? We're bullish. But what happens the second that we break that higher low? The second we break this higher low, this right here turns into what? This turns into a change of character. A change of character, you're going to see it displayed like this. CHOCH. That is the same thing. It is just change of character, hence a change in trend, a change in direction, a change in momentum, right? If you use other indicators that use market structure, they might even use something called MSS. MSS stands for market structure shift, right? So me knowing this, me seeing that we have a change of character, I want to switch my bias, right? If we're bullish and I see a change of character, I'm going to change my bias to a sell model. Vice versa, if we're bearish, I see a change of character, I want to change that. I want to change my bias to now being bullish, right? So for example, if we go in here into the Level Up Algo, you can see buy, and then we had a sell here when it comes to Amazon. If I go into the level up algo, again, we have lots of settings here. I highly recommend for those that really want to become profitable and you want to use the algo as a vehicle for confirmation when it comes to your trades. You got to know the product. You got to know the products, right? And this is why we do these different types of trainings, because we really want you guys to become profitable, but then on top of that, know how to operate when it comes to the algo, right? So if we go all the way towards the bottom here, you're going to see level up market structure, right? So if I click on show market structure, there's a couple of different things. I can get internal structure, and I can also get my swing structure. I want to get all of it because I want to know when the internal structure, so the smaller price action, the range, when there's a break of structure or change of character. Same thing when it comes to my swing structure, which again, my swing structure is going to give me the bigger picture when it comes to the trend. So as you can see here, as soon as I turn this on, right? As soon as I turn this on, I have a whole bunch of stuff happening here. And one critical thing that I really want you to notate here is this. Look how we have a break of structure here. But this break of structure was displayed in a solid line. This right here is a solid line, right? It's solid, it's not dashed. Whenever you see a break of structure or change of character, whether it is bullish or bearish, and it is a solid line, that solid line represents a swing structure. I'm gonna say it one more time. Once you see a break of structure or a change of character, and it is and that level, that line, that horizontal line is solid, it is representing a swing structure, hence the bigger trend, right? As you can see here within this box, what do we have? We have other breakup structures and other change of characters. As you can see here, price broke the last higher low, right? So once price breaks that last higher low, what happens? One, the algo code to sell, right? And this already lets us know that the direction is shifting. The change of trend is changing. And for those that trade ICT, what did price do? Price went back to the fair value gap. And then, of course, it rejected and then it went back down. When it goes back down, and this right here, it's now a lower low. This moment right here is now a lower low. And price breaks it one more time. This is just telling you, hey, listen, by the way, I want to whisper in your ear. Another break of structure. We are continuing our direction to the downside. And what does price do? Price breaks right to the downside, right? So that's how you're able to turn on and visualize it. I want to quickly put NQ because the NQ did a phenomenal move today, and we did a bit of a reverse. And I want to show you an example of what a change of character would actually look like, right? So here we go. The entire time, this is the time of 8:30 for those that trade futures. Please turn on the algo. Just look at the sell right at 8:30. This is a crazy amount of handles or ticks. And what do we see here? Lower low, price makes a higher high for my ICT institutional traders. Price go to a fair value gap, rejected, breaks the last lower low, break of structure, breaks another one, break of structure. And then finally, we make a lower high. And what does price do? Price breaks through the last lower high. Hence what? We are now making a new higher high. And this is why you see this change of character right here. So if you see that price just made a change of character, well, the probability is probably higher that price is going to continue up instead of going down, right? And price goes up, boom, all the way to the top, break of structure, price retraces. You see how price never gave you a change of character to the downside? Why is that? Because we never broke what? The last lower low. We never broke below this. Now, if price will come here, of course, you will definitely get that change of character, but price stayed higher than the last low. Hence, the algo called another buy. For those that got the algo, I mean, just look at this buy right here. You're done for the day in 15 minutes, right? So this is a type of insights that we're now providing out of the box. And all you have to do literally is come back in here, smart money concepts, right? And then you turn on your internal structure and you also turn on your swing structure. Now, order blocks, right? We also have order blocks here. And with the order blocks, this is where you can actually show a better insight. Let's see, Jess, you want higher time frame? Easy work. Let's get it. Higher time frame is even cleaner than the lower time frames. You got to think about that. The lower time frames is going to give you more fluctuations, right? So, for example, if I go back here, I'm going to bring it back to here. right? Price is making higher highs and higher lows. Everybody's bullish. Everybody's talking about, you know what, we're going to the moon, right? And you're going to see how as soon as we break that next higher high, this higher high right here, what does that tell you? Break of structure, right? Price continues to go up, right? You get close to TP1, price gets a bit of a higher low here. Let's see. Right, and let's just continue playing it so we can see exactly how live it will call it out. Change your character. Why? Because we broke the last higher low, right? And what happens? TP1 hit, right? So for my swing traders, I hope that you're looking at price action and you're understanding what's the trend. All TPs hit. So what does the algo do? It updates you with other TPs. Right, price is kind of ranging here. If we break the last lower high, what's going to happen? We're probably going to get a change of character, right? So on the higher time frame, this works. This works. Now, when you do market structure and you couple that with fair value gaps, now you have a system. Now you have a model, right? But you could definitely make a lot of money even just looking at the higher time frames and looking at what the market structure would actually be. So let's see here, right? We see these lows here. We see these lows here. It looks like price is still respecting those lows, right? This is just liquidity being grabbed and price trying to push back up. Let's see if we actually get up here. Nope, we don't. Come back down, right? So we're still bearish. We're still bearish here. And what does price do? We break the last lower low, and what do we get? A break of structure. And by the way, this right here is a classic model of what a stop hunt or a stop rate actually looks like. We have lows, price fakes people out thinking that price is going to continue down. Mind you, this is 2 days of price action. You would have been up, right? So it's really on you to take profit, right? And then price is going to be sent back up. Now that we see that we have a stop hunt here or a stop rate, what do we care about? The last high. So let's see if price is actually going to go ahead and break through that. Let's see. Boom, change your character, right? So change your character, and what does price do? Price goes back to the last liquidity, which is that weak high. That's how you're able to use market structure and the algo. And you guys are seeing how accurate the signals are. This is not you're catching 20 ticks. You're catching hundreds of ticks, right? This is why for those that trade micros or minis, you're able to really swing and you're able to make a lot of money with a small account. You don't have to have $100,000, right? Is there a feature for liquidity? I mean, we could definitely code that. And again, these are different developments that we're looking to make over the last couple of weeks and months. Like I told you guys yesterday, one of the things that we're really looking to invest our time and money into is really having the algo turn into more of an institutional algo indicator, not just MACD, RSI, and things like that, because a lot of those things are very amateur, to be very honest. And again, I'm not trying to offend anybody that uses those. They're different things. Again, every strategy works, but I truly believe that if you want to go against and you want to really work with the market makers and know where price is going, that's definitely an investment that we're really considering right now. So going forward, aside from just the market structure and the order block that I'm going to demo just here in a second, we are also going to invest heavily into PD arrays, imbalances, and inefficiencies, fair value gaps, and of course, volume imbalance. And then the last thing will be liquidity. So we're thinking about doing two things: having a screener for fair value gaps, and also having a screener for liquidity as well. So things are definitely changing here when it comes to the algo. We have a lot of work to do, to be very, very honest. And yeah. Did you do a class on TradeRate? Yep, we've done 2 classes on TradeRates. If those classes do not suffice, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube on TradeRate. Honestly, TradeRate, just the steps is just signing up for the broker. And after that, all you got to do is just connect it to your trading view. That's pretty much it. Anyone want to show me how to trade futures? I'll pay. We trade futures every single day, so you don't have to pay nothing but the subscription, right? So anybody that trades futures, we call out trades all day, and not just calling you trades. Like if you guys go to the VIP chat, I was telling you guys exactly where price is going, and price was going right there, right? We called out a couple of different trades, and actually, I'm going to quickly go ahead and just talk about those different trades. I'll talk about it later. Let's first cover the order block, and then from there, we'll talk about the futures. But again, if you are interested in that, our VIP chat, we have that. And of course, we also have live trading. Lay, Brandon, the entire trading floor, they do a phenomenal job at that. Here we go. All right, next. So order blocks, right? So what is an order block? An order block is a area, a range, a level that you're able to really capitalize on. Why? Because we have market makers, and market makers are going to do whatever it takes to get their orders in without upsetting price, if you will. So if I go, say for example, to like the 1 hour time frame, and I go back into the level up Algo here, you're going to see how automatically we're able to detect where the order blocks are at, right? So here we go. We go back into the Algo, into the settings. Please get comfortable with the settings. The only way you're going to get comfortable with settings is how? Putting the reps in, right? So internal order blocks, swing order blocks, same thing. Swing order blocks, the bigger picture, internal, just that range, if you will, right? So once I click on that, now I get all these blue rectangles, right? And what do we see here? This price right here between 15797 all the way to the top of 15878 is a big order block. Why? Because every single time, look at the expansion. Price came here, look at the expansion, right? Now, if we go towards the right-hand side, what happened today? Price came to a order block, and that is the reason why price went right back up. And just to explain everybody what an order block is when it comes to the exact same terminology, if I am Chase and I want to buy $100 million, right? I'm not just going to put the entire 100 million right in one batch. Why? Because that is going to upset price. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and separate them 10 by 10, right? And every single time that price comes down to that same level, I'm going to put 10 million so that I don't upset price. So in essence, again, to the example, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million. And again, we are trading against Algos. So the Algos already know when price comes down to this area, drop another 10 million at discount, and let's go ahead and sell it at premium. That is the example of what an order block is and how we're able to use it when it comes to that. Supply and demand, there's no need for that. If you have order blocks and you got fair value gaps, and we're talking about liquidity, supply and demand is honestly out the window, to be honest. And honestly, if you think about supply and demand, support and resistance, it's too much noise. I want you to think about those areas as liquidity. Liquidity, price is doing two things. We talked about it yesterday. Price is doing two things at all times, either rebalancing or seeking liquidity. All the other stuff is just noise. When it comes to Trade-Evade, I would say $1,000. You could definitely get started with that. $1,000 will give you the opportunity to buy one contract. With one contract, you can easily make anywhere from $100 to $200 a day. Again, we are trading futures. It moves, right? It provides opportunity. So we could definitely get started there. You do not need 25K, 50K, 100K, none of that, right? You're able to put 1K and you could definitely grow your account from that point. Okay? So that is right there what an order block is. And again, the market structure. And those are the different updates that we've been adding to the Algo. Back to you, Martin.
Yeah, just one more consolidation. I don't know if you spoke about that.
Consolidation zones or the dashboard?
Yeah, consolidation zones. And also how it relates to the breakouts. That would be perfect.
Yeah, so again, when price is consolidating, price is going to be within two different ranges. And again, price is going to be like this, going to be like this, right? This is the accumulation part, right? More than oftentimes, price accumulates, and then from there, it will distribute, right? And then it will finally make the expansion, right? So knowing what the consolidation zones are at will definitely give you good bias and will definitely give you the right amount of insights for you to have to really make that critical decision and actually develop your trading plan. So again, if you go back into the settings here, you're going to see show consolidation zones, and you could change this color. I usually try to put a yellow so that it doesn't intervene with the colors of the candle. And when I click on that, you're going to see how now we're going to have these shaded areas of consolidation, these shaded areas where now we're able to understand, you know what? This right here was what? Exactly what I just talked about right now. This is what happened here. What happened? Accumulation, distribution, and we finally expand, right? So it happens every time. Accumulation, distribution, expansion, right? Same thing. Accumulation, distribution, and hopefully we get a leg up back here, and that would be the expansion, right? So the consolidation zones can definitely help you out. I like them here. On top of that, this right here, what you're seeing right here, the top of it, of this, sorry, I'm actually gonna put it in a horizontal line here. This right here, that quote unquote resistance, boom. And this right here, that quote unquote support, that is just liquidity accumulated liquidity. And what did they do? They took it out right here, and they took it out down here as well, right? And then they finally had the fuel in the vehicle to actually go up. So that right there's a quick recap of what a consolidation zone is. And again, you got the consolidation zones, you got the fair value gaps, you got the change of character, you got everything you need to make the decision to understand what the market makers are sending price to. Any questions or comments? Isn't it crazy? That's a fact. Back to you, Martin. Appreciate it, brother.
Excellent, 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 excellent. Thank you, Chris, for going through that other section of the algo. So the last thing Chris covered was those consolidation patterns. You know, that was a new feature that we just added. And I promise you, every feature that we add is also something new that we can adjust and also something new that we can update. So let's talk about what we have added so far and talk about also what are some things that, you know, you would like to see. Because one of the important things that we value is we value opinion, we value what people would like to see. Because trust me, we can sit down here and meet with our developers and say this can be good, this can be bad, but we want to hear from you. So I want to go ahead and let some people drop in the chat, or we can come back to this. But you can just kind of like see the amount of updates we've done. By the way, this has been in about 2 years. Not even the, I mean, Chris, you can come on mute and tell me, not even the tech industries or the tech companies, right, release these many updates in a year. For example, our favorites, right, Apple, iPhone, they don't really release too much. I just literally updated my phone like beginning of this week. And I was like, oh, they moved the core buttons from the top just to the bottom. And that was it, just the UI. It's just to look fancy. It's just to look better. But you got to understand what was the reason they did that, you know? So we have released so many updates within this past 2 years. I think this year we probably did the most. Between last year and this year, we did the most within the last 4 quarters. That next, we definitely want to hear from you all in terms of what updates or what things would you like to see part of the algo. Let me unmute everybody. And then I want everybody to definitely come off mute. Well, not at the same time, but all right. Please, anybody come off mute, tell us what we can do. We'll take some notes. And definitely we want to hear from you, because when we get into 2024, we want to make sure that the algo is designed for every single trading style. Whether you're a long-term trader, short-term trader, a scalper, a swing trader, you trade only futures or you trade everything, we want you to have the flexibility to adjust. I see in the chat a ribbon that we can help choose EMA and SMA. Okay. So you would like, so Edgar, would you like an option to pick from EMA or SMA, or what do you mean by that? Give me a little bit more details. Anyone else in the meantime, or everybody's happy with the way the algo is?
I wanted to say, hey, how you doing anyway? The take profit targets.
Okay.
So how do you differentiate it from you scalping, from you day trading, and from you swing trading? Do you get the question?
Yes. So you're trying to see how you would use the take profits from you scalping, you day trading, and you being able to take profit?
Yeah, because it seemed like it just like stuck on the same thing. Like how would you change that towards each?
But it depends what time frame on the chart you're on too. Because if you're day trading, right? Then I want to be on the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, max 4 hour, right? Lay always talks about on the higher time frames, you find the setup. On the 15 time frame, you find the entry, and then on the 5 minute time frame, you find the execution. So it really depends on what time frame you're at. The take profits are going to adjust based on the different time frame that you are on exactly. Because with the floating take profit, for example, if we hit TP3, that TP3 is going to be based on the levels that are currently on the time frame that you're on. So if it adjusts to, let's say we're in an uptrend, then it's going to go ahead and move to that section. So actually, let me show you. So let's say I start off on the 4 hour, right? I believe it called a sell here. Yeah. So it called a sell here, right? On the 4 hour. So I already know that we have a resistance level, right? Right here. We obviously have a few others here as well. So if I see that price rejected this area right here on the higher time frame, right? The 4 hour, and then I go to, let's say, my 1 hour, I see the same thing. What did we do? We rejected into that. This is going to be my entry. Now, if we're to go ahead and do a replay of here, and I want to make sure I address your question. I want to slow it down just a little, just so we can see. And actually, give me a second. Let me change this to the lines. Yep. So already with TP1, we are approaching what? TP2 that we have. And you can see that TP2 is pretty much more or less close by, around close to what my second one is. Price did what? Price hit that, it rejected, it came back down. I already know that this is my entry because of my setup that I'm at. Now that TP adjusts to now meet what? To now hit my bearish take profit targets. And then from here, we consolidate a little. And then I believe we hit TP2 and then down to TP3. So I want you to help me understand in terms of like how this would help or what you're looking for, Millie. Or does that explain what you were discussing? So there we hit that, and then if we hit TP3 right here, you're gonna see that if we don't get the reversal, that's gonna adjust automatically. But I believe this is where we had that reversal, and then we now changed to the bullish side. Feel free to come off back mute, Millie, and we can review that. And then I see Gigi, you off mute. What's going on?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready. I didn't know if you had a question or anything. So Edgar said, I'm at work, but sorry. Yes, like a ribbon of 6 choices within it where you can add, and let's say 9 EMA, 21 EMA, 34 EMA, 50 SMA. Okay. So you would like something whereby you can adjust within the settings the different moving averages. Okay. That's something we can look into and also adjust. I believe currently, and I'll need to take a look here in a second, but under the advanced settings, I believe you should be able to update that within the advanced settings. Then priority commercial cleaning said, when would the algo be available for Ninja Trader? I know, Chris, this is one topic that we've discussed a lot. And Chris, I'll let you talk about kind of like the biggest challenge with Ninja Trader that we've been facing.
Yeah. The biggest challenge with Ninja Trader is the coding. The coding is so tough to get it just like the one in TradingView. I know a lot of people definitely use NinjaTrader. I would say that if you can transfer out and migrate to Tradeovate and just trade from TradingView itself, that'll probably be better. But it's definitely taking us quite some time to get it done because of the coding changes. Again, TradingView is Pine script, and C# is what's for NinjaTrader. So we are still working through lots of the issues, and we still got to update the Algo to actually meet their format. So I would say for now, in the interim, the workaround, migrate to Tradeovate. Tradeovate is actually a really, really good broker, and you don't have to pay. I think for NinjaTrader, you have to pay for their software, which to me that's just crazy. So I will definitely say that Tradeovate is more inexpensive than NinjaTrader. So that'll be the workaround until we actually get it done. But that's definitely part of the plans as well.
Yeah, and the biggest other challenge too is at the end of the day, Level Up Algo is a software company, and we gotta protect our intellectual property. And with NinjaTrader, it's also difficult to not have an open script. Kind of like for those of you that remember the Thinkorswim scripts we shared, you can literally copy and send it to anybody. And it's not about just the money, but it's all about just the intellectual property as a company, which we strongly, strongly stand by as well. So those are really the biggest two challenges, but Tradeovate is something that we have showcased and we currently use up to date up until now. Right now we're going through a 300K challenge, myself and also Chris involved. And then yesterday, a couple of people said they were doing, I think, 50K, 25K, and 30K, as well as 100K accounts. In addition to that, Matthew said, can you show us how to set up the alerts in order to buy and sell? I'll go through this one more time. So when you're under alerts and you hit the plus sign right there, you can select, for example, I'm on BTC right now. So you can select the Level Up Algo. This right here where it says any alert function call, what that means in the coding language is if you're gonna get a strong sell or a strong buy, a normal sell or a normal buy is gonna send an alert for both of them. So you're not only limited to setting up 4 different alerts, you can literally just set up one alert, and then from there, you'll be able to go ahead and get all those 4 alerts straight to any of the different options here that we get. Yes, correct. It is going to be per bar close because the way the algo pulls out a strong sell or a strong buy or normal sell signal is once per bar close. So we do not repaint. Once this candle closes, we call the alert. So correct. That's already programmed into any alert function. So you should be good to go. Then Joseph said, can you show us how to trade Tradeovate on TradingView? Absolutely, we can. So one of the 2 sessions that we have next week, one of them is going to be how to set up the Tradeovate on TradingView. To me, this is something I wish that I would have known a long time ago, because it's been a long time since I opened any of the other platforms, to be honest. So it's definitely one thing that we can do. So next week we'll add a session for that, and then we'll also tackle the advanced version of smart money concepts. Millie said, so I can make Tradeovate, hook it up to my TradingView chat, paper trade from there. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. So I'll show you guys here real quick. TradingView, by the way, also has a paper trading account. I don't know if people knew. So TradingView just has a paper trading account. So the way you do it is this right here. If you go under paper trade, you can see you have Tradeovate. You got to create an account through Tradeovate. And then from there, you'll be able to put in your username and the password. As you can see, I'm doing the challenge. So this is my Epex. I'm doing the challenge through Epex Trading, which is they do the different challenges that you can use. But for the paper trading right here, I believe they start off with a 300K account. And as you can see right now, I've grown this account up to 953. So once you go through there, you're able to paper trade, and you're able to paper trade any single market, really, right? Right now, for example, I can get into a trade right here for BTC, right? I can say I want to sell. I'll say the units. I place the order gets placed. I can add my stop loss, and I can add my take profit right there. And then I just gotta wait and chill. And then from there, you can update and see. Obviously, this is just a demonstration trade, right? I didn't even look at the numbers. I didn't look at the chart or anything. I'm just kind of showing you. And it will show you how much you'll be losing or how much I'll be risking. And it will show me how much I'll be making with 5 units. So that's a paper trading that everybody can do as well up to date and do that right now through TradingView. So they start off with a 300K balance, but you can grow that account as well. So clearly I've been paper trading a lot as well as other people. We have a couple of other questions here as well. As you can see, it just hit my TP, so it closed me out. So as a swing trader, I would like help for the algo to identify all the chart patterns: Iggy, double, triple, bearish, bullish flag, Elliott wave, raising wedge, double pattern, just like all the candlestick patterns as well. TradingView indicators to determine that. That is actually something that we've had on the roadmap, which is to do with the chart patterns, right? Chart patterns. And TradingView, the reason why we haven't yet released that is TradingView is actually coming up with something like that, and it doesn't really make too much sense for us to release something that TradingView is going to be releasing. Chris, is that still available actually? Yeah, it is. So you can see with TradingView, if you search like double bottom, and all that, they have a out-of-the-box solution that you can set up. And the moment you add it, you got to upgrade. Oh, I guess I don't have the plus. You got to have the plus, which is their highest premium. But you're able to use that and also get it from there. But TradingView has that, those 3 chart patterns as well. That's why we haven't yet incorporated them. Then the other question from Anonymous was consolidate threshold ATR. I see the default settings are set to 60, RCO 80. Currently have mine at 30 and 40. Yeah. So he said, what is the consolidation threshold ATR? So this really depends on the type of trader that you are. I'm not too sure who asked that question, but the way we've set up the algo with the default out of the solution options or what out of the box options is to both incorporate both long-term and short-term traders to kind of like be in that middle sweet spot area. So you're able to consolidate, to pick through those. And what we can do is within the documentation we'll be releasing, is kind of like put some recommendations that, if you're a long-term trader, then these are the settings that you can set up. And if you are a short-term trader, these are the settings that you can set up as well. Chris, anything from your side before we move on?
No, everything is good there. And again, it really all depends. And again, everything here is definitely modifiable. You could definitely modify it. You're able to add your own custom input. So I highly recommend everybody to at least just take a look at the settings and how it could definitely affect and provide value when it comes to their trading plan.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from here, and we thank you everybody for that feedback. We've gone ahead. I think Lay, you want to say something, so let me unmute you. You should be able to unmute Lay. I just asked you to unmute if you wanted to say 1 or 2 things. All right, just ping me again if you need to speak. One of the things that we always say is this is one of my favorite memes. Yesterday's price is not today's price. However, we understand what is currently going on in the economy. As we always have said, the #1 goal for the level up algo, I promise you, is not to make money, is not that. It is to educate, it is to empower. So our prices are not changing, at least anytime soon. Everything is going to stay the same that it currently is. These are different packages that we offer. We're actually going through and big update for our website. That's why the website has been down, but for every update or thing that happens, we have a solution. We honestly strongly believe in ownership over renting, and it's all about retaining and empowerment. That's why we have lifetime packages as well. So you can head over to this site. You can scan the QR code as well. If you're not part of the Level Up Algo family, I promise you in 2024, it's going to be almost like a 360 time with the Level Up Algo. We're going to be releasing a lot of things. And if you honestly think about the price points, I honestly hate talking about the prices, but we got to understand, right? We got to understand in terms of what we have on our hands. I'm going to switch over to TradingView. We have the Algo, right? Which is this right here. In addition to that, we have the Oscillator Premium. We have the Algo Scanner as well. We have 3 indicators for literally $1,000. A lot of other companies, a lot of other people, they do not have this. They do not have 3 indicators for the price of 1. I have the scanner. I have the Oscillator Premium that tells me, you know, the different divergence and also the trend. We have the Algo and we have the scanner. I just want to say that that is not the same price that most of the people out here are charging. I'm not here to promote or to whatever. I promise you, money is definitely never our first thing, because otherwise the Algo will be at $3,000, but it is not. And that's what we do. So with that, we have 15 free 5 minutes, 15 sessions. You know, go ahead and scan this or hit up Simon in Discord. He'll be able to walk you through the Algo, as well as other team members, to go ahead and, if you don't have the Algo, to walk you through what it does and what the Algo is for. Other than that, we would like to thank everybody for joining. If no more questions, I'll go ahead and stop the recording here to have a nice, clean recording. And then